So now let's talk about logistics. I want to show you my desktop, which has a series of folders that your data could progress through. Now, if you have a different data management system and you call your folder something different, that's great. This is just a way that I found is useful for some people to manage their data. I like to see things on my desktop and access them that way, so that's just the way I'm going to demonstrate it. The first folder is the Analyzer raw data, and this is the folder that contains the data that you download, however you download it, and that you're not going to manipulate. You want to keep the data in this folder just as you downloaded it in case you mess up down the line and need to go back to this. Then the next folder we've called working data, and this is the data in which you work with the data, perhaps to add headers, perhaps you want to add some columns, and you need to start being really careful with both the raw data and this working data with the file name. And so we have a suggested file naming convention which makes your data naming easier. So when you go to name a file, you always have, for example, PM 2.5. It would be PM25 underscore the instrument name, the BAM1 underscore the data range would be July 1st through August 1st. And then if you have to add headers or something like that, you can append that information into the file name. Just try to be really consistent, and then as we show you later, sorting your data and finding specific data is a lot easier if you've used a consistent file naming system. Then the next folder we've called Toolbox import files, and these are the files that are ready to be imported into the Toolbox. So after this file is saved in this Toolbox import file, then it's copied into your folder where you have your workhorse toolbox, and it's really important to only have one file on your computer named Tribal Data Toolbox underscore V 3.0, and keep that toolbox as your go-to toolbox, your workhorse toolbox. And when you make backups, you're going to be making backup copies of that one. Then you could see that there's also another two folders. One is labeled AQS, and within that AQS folder we have various folders like data to go into AQS and reports from AQS, and a folder for this data is already in AQS. And again, if you have a different system, do what works for you. Just be consistent and write it down in your database logbook.